Good evening and welcome to another episode of Unscripted and Unchained RPG Review. I am TM Bloodworth, and as you can see by the graphics, today I'm celebrating the third anniversary of my channel, Unscripted and Unchained RPG Review. 3 years ago today, my very first upload to YouTube was a game session of MYFAROG, which is Mythic Fantasy Role-Playing Game. It was a 3-hour long game session, and it really got me thinking about uploading videos on YouTube as becoming a second hobby. Now, at this point, it's probably my primary hobby, and actually playing the games is slightly secondary, although they're kind of neck and neck. I enjoy both equally so. So the first year of the channel was extremely small, about 30 some odd subscribers, and I had produced probably 24 or so videos during the course of that first year. The second year I rebranded and it became Unscripted and Unchained RPG Review, and that second year my goal had been to break the 100 subscriber mark, which I did around August or maybe early September. So a little bit ahead of my annual goal of the 100 by December. This past year, my goal once again was to get to, believe it or not, 300 subscribers. So to go from 100 to 300 subscribers during the year. And thanks to your support and your comments and likes and such, the channel has gotten more exposure than I was expecting, and we're now currently at around 555 subscribers, in my third year, and so I'm really appreciative of the support that the channel has received. I'm going to jump right into the numbers here and give you a quick look and show off some of the videos that really helped boost the channel, and we'll take a look at that now. Let's see. Switch. So here's the channel analytics, and I've been using YouTube Buddy, which has been a really big help, at least in presenting the information to myself. But you can see here over the past year, 30,000 views, and then some, about 30,500 views, positive 322 subscribers. So a real boost of subscribership. I went from basically 150 to 555 at this point. So it's been a great year. Lot of new content put out there. Number of videos is, excuse me, I believe around 250 on the channel. And here we go to the top videos of this past year. So of this past year, MYFAROG 3.0 review part 1 had about 2,296 views. MYFAROG 3.1 character generation, 2,175 views. Basic Fantasy, which I did actually quite a while ago, so it's still kicking up there, with 2,034 views. This was a gameplay, so MYFAROG Bound in Darkness, which is an adventure that I had run, at 1,781 views, and episode 3, my MYFAROG review, which This actually goes back more than, or probably at the very beginning of last year, at a little over 1,089 views. So you can see that MYFAROG, as far as the games that I have covered, and I've covered well over 100 games. MYFAROG has been the main source of my viewership and probably the main boost of my subscribers. So the MYFAROG fans out there, I'll switch back to this. The MYFAROG fans out there are, extremely dedicated both to the game and to channels that show off the game. And I will leave links in the description of this for you to go and take a look at that game itself. Excuse me, got a little bit of a cough. I will just grab. This is the current edition of MYFAROG, so 3.0, and you can get this on Amazon for pretty sure around $13. Complete game system for $13 in soft cover, print on print on demand, print locally, so the shipping and handling is generally pretty cheap. Or if you're getting it on Amazon, it's actually free. So really a great system. So as for the remainder of this video, I'm going to talk a little bit about my holiday haul. So during these past holidays, I was getting various gift cards, and usually I take any gift cards that I get and I turn them right over towards getting more RPG content. So although I'm waiting for one more book, I was expecting to get the bestiary for Dragon Warriors. Was supposed to come in yesterday, still hasn't. Checked the mailbox today, still hasn't come in. So I'm assuming that it'll get here by tomorrow. So it's not going to make this video here. Excuse me, all of a sudden got a cough. But here's some other items that I did get in the mail, and I will show these off. And let's go to this screen capture once again. And I will just do this. So first things first. So I finally got around to picking up Call of Cthulhu 7th edition, the Keeper's Rulebook. And I'm going to do a separate video on Call of Cthulhu once I get the, it's not the grimoire, it's the field guide, which is basically like the monster manual. So 7th edition, here's the Investigator's Handbook, and so I will dig through. Now, Call of Cthulhu is one of probably my second favorite game in the early 1980s. Dungeons and Dragons being my primary game, probably my favorite game of the time when I first started RPGing. But Call of Cthulhu was certainly my second favorite, the one that we played the most as far as other games other than Dungeons and Dragons. And I'm really excited about getting into this again. It's a very popular game. A lot of people are, a lot of people still playing it. A lot of people praise 7th edition as being a really quality edition as far as compared to, its older editions, which is something that you don't always see. As far as edition wars are concerned, Call of Cthulhu really doesn't have them that I've noticed in any of the gaming communities that I've visited. Another item that I picked up, all right, and that is Dungeon Delvers. So this is from Awfully Good Games. Just got this in the mail yesterday, so I haven't had much time to dig into it yet. And once I have, I will do a separate video on this as well. So I've been chatting with the creator or one of the creators, and that's Melissa Fisher, which is Melissa Guile now. I hope I pronounced the last name right. That a second edition may be in the works or was partially in the works, and so hopefully a second edition will come out, within the next several months, if not by next year. And we'll certainly take a look at that as well. But first I'm going to dig into this one here. Next up is Dark Places and Demogorgons, and this is the Jefferson setting guide. So I've never actually did a true preview and review of Dark Places and Demogorgons. What I did was, so here is the core rule book for Dark Places and Demogorgons, and then I had picked up the Cryptic Manual, which is kind of like a supplement, an additional monster manual, if you will, along with it. And now I have the primary setting book for it. So now with all three volumes in hand, I can really start looking into developing a campaign and start to run this game, hopefully in a convention. I do have an upcoming convention, and this is certainly a game that I'll probably look to run as well. I am going to be running in that convention another one of Bloat Games games called The Blackest of Deaths, and that's already queued up, and I'm waiting to hear back whether or not that's approved. And speaking of The Blackest of Deaths, one of my last little gift items I picked up are these dice here. And it was just something, it was, the dice themselves were free and the shipping and handling was like $7. So to get a complete dice set for $7 is fairly cheap. And these are blood splatter. Ooh, that's kind of hard to see. Maybe we'll do this here. Let's go to desktop view. There we go. Oh, now you can see them. So these are blood splatter dice. So I'm definitely going to use these for when I'm playing The Blackest of Deaths. All right, so white die, the complete set with little blood speckles on them. So when I play my hardcore games, that will be something I definitely put up there. So you can never have too many dice, I guess. So once again, thank you for visiting the channel. Thank you for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so. If there's anything that you like for my channel to take a look at, just leave a comment in the comment section of this video or any other video. I just recently got one to do a review on MERPS, which is Middle-earth role-playing game, one of the earlier editions, which is something that I have been looking at picking up off of eBay, and I'm looking for the perfect balance of a complete set, complete box set, decent condition, and a fairly decent price. They do tend to run kind of pricey, a little bit over $100 or so. So I'm kind of looking for that, hey, wow, I finally found a great deal on this, and jump on that. So I look often, so hopefully I do get that very soon. As far as other things that I'm working on, other projects coming up, as I said, I have a a game convention coming up. It's my first one in decades. So I know the one I was looking to go to last year kind of fell through. The uh, they never held the event. The event was canceled. So this year I have my tickets purchased and waiting to uh, waiting to get out there in Massachusetts. I will do a separate video on that and do a little preview of the games that I'm going to be running as a GM at that event. Plus, hopefully, some other games will be up there that I'll actually be playing in, and I'll be able to talk about those as well. So, once again, thanks for joining. It's the day before New Year's Eve, so my next video will probably be in the new year. So I wish you all a happy new year, and I look forward to seeing you on a gaming screen sometime soon. So you'll have a great rest of the week, and I'll see you all next year. Thanks for joining.